I'll eventually get it. I actually didn't even do anything both times. Like, no excuses, but I am just not having a computer night, apparently. So, I'm sorry. But I think it's because I keep moving the computer around, and the computer I'm using is my husband's, like, it's like a tablet computer. I don't know what to call it. I don't know. The keyboard, like, flips back, so when I keep moving you around, the keyboard's on the backside, and then it, like, I don't know if I'm hitting buttons or what it's doing. I'm trying not to, that's why it kept moving around everywhere, but apparently I turned it off. I don't know. So, anyway, if I turn it on my phone, will it end this one? We actually got extra internet because my husband, since COVID, has had to work from home, and he manages, like, he's the CEO of a company, and he has to manage, like, so many people, and they're all working from home, so he's on his computer, this computer that I'm using right now. He uses it every day, all day, and he does, like, Zoom calls and everything, and it's never an issue. So it's something user error, I don't know, but do you think you can use hubby's account? Like, the YouTube account? I don't know what you mean. Um, but then I wouldn't be able to go live because you have to wait 24 hours. I think it's yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't even know if he has a YouTube account, but if I did that, then I don't think I would be able to go live because I tried to do I don't know. Oh, have him go live on his account. I see. Um, hold on one second. I have an idea. I'm gonna tell my daughter to come out and log in on hers. And I'll put her on the big computer. I'm so sorry, you guys. Thank you for dealing with me. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the finished blanket. I actually love the color. Can you see that? So basically what I do from here is I take off this right here, and I don't rip it off. I kind of just do carefully, just like piece by piece down the middle. Because it is minky, and I don't like to take my tweezers to it as little as possible. Some of the time I do like in between here and like in these little like loops I'm gonna have to, but I try to get as much of it off as I can so I don't have to mess with the minky. Because I like it to just like stay nice and pretty. But do you guys like it? And then the backing of this is going to be this color. What is it? Let's see. Yeah, but with this kind of material, I've found that when I get it wet, it kind of like, I don't know if it like clumps or what it does, but it doesn't look like super like sleek after I wet it. So I try not to wet it. Okay. So then I take this backing off. It's really hard because I usually do it on my table, but I'm just going to try to show you guys how I do it here. So I tear it off. I'm going to set this down really quick and rip it real quick. Okay. So I just kind of, it's tear away. So you just tear it away. I just try to be a little gentle because there's 3 layers. So I had this tear away, and then I had the sticky back, and then I had the water soluble. And I've tried so many different other options, but this one just works perfect every time. And the stitching on the front comes out really nice, and I just never have an issue with it. So I just do it this way. And then sometimes another secret. This is a big name, so I might not be able to do it with this one. But if it was like a little name, like yesterday, I think I did the name. It's actually my son's name, but it was an order. And when you get an order in and it's like the same name as someone you know, or like your child or whatever. My son's name is Cameron. So somebody had ordered another one of these Lovey blankets that says Cam on it, and that's what we call my Cam. So anyway, I had fun with it, and it was just 3 letters. So I was able to do this trick I'm about to show you. So if you peel it gently and you just go, I don't know if you can see that. If you just go like around each letter of the name where it embroidered really gently. This one you can't do it with because the name was too big, but you'll get the point. So I just take it off like this. And then instead of using a whole new sheet of sticky back, I just patch it. So I'll put a sticky back right here. And then I'll do the same process. But then that way you're not wasting this entire thing right here. Because you can't really take this off, because if you could take it off and put it back on, I would just flip it and use this side down here. But once you take this off, you can't put it back on. So I would just patch it. But this one, you probably can't do that because it's too big. But so here's the blanket. And then I'm going to show you guys the backing I'm going to use for it. I'll be right back. Okay. Bye, Sandy. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry that this was a scramble tonight. Hopefully my next live I won't be so crazy. Okay, but I'm going to show you the color that I'm using. This is so pretty. I'm going to lay it out right here so you guys can just see it. Okay. Tell me if you guys can see this. Can you see that? Yeah, all we can do is laugh, right? Can you guys see this? Isn't it so pretty? I love it so much. I just want to like cuddle it. Okay, so here's the question. No matter what, I'm going to sew this tonight. So we can either say goodnight and end it here since it's been a crazy night, or you guys can stay on with me and watch me sew it. What do you guys want? And I won't have my feelings hurt if you guys want to say goodnight. I understand this has been a super long live, 3 lives, crazy. But yeah, what do you guys want me to do? You want to see me sew? You want to see? I can stay. Okay. I promise my lives will get better. It's just really hard, like with a laptop. I don't really know how you guys all do it. Yay. I always watch videos too while I'm working, except I just like prop my phone up and I just put it on and watch it. I actually just use my earbuds and walk around. Actually, that's how I do Adelaida's lives. I just put her in, put her on the TV, and just go to work. Okay. I will definitely show you the finished project, and I'll actually even do a picture because I'm going to do a picture of this one because I don't think I've ever done this combination before. Usually I use like this is more of a rosy color. I usually use more of like a really light blush pink with this love blanket, and I've never switched up the color before, so I thought that would be a good cute thing to do. So I'm doing that, and I'm going to take a picture and put it on my Etsy site because this blanket's really popular, but I wanted to give them like a different option too. It's super girly, so I just think like any color scheme. I also want to add like a purple one, like a really pretty like marble purple, maybe even like a sage green. I don't know. I have so many different color options. But okay, I'm going to try to see if you guys need to go to the bathroom or anything. I'm going to try to put you up over here where I cut my fabric because I'm going to show you another trick on how I cut my minky faux fur. Because technically it's minky, but technically it's faux fur. I don't really know. I call it faux fur. And then I call the front of the blanket where we just embroidered, I call that my minky. That doesn't make a mess, but the faux fur makes the biggest mess ever. So I've found a way to cut it that does not make a mess. I wanted to show you guys that. And then also just how I cut it a little bit different than the actual template. So if you guys want to take a break for a minute, give me like 3 minutes. I don't know. I'm going to go set you up over here. Okay. Let's see. I wonder. Needs to be like. Sorry. That might be the best I can do. Can you get here? I'm going to bring the fabric over here and tell me if you guys can see it. Is this good? Can't read that. Okay. I'm going to be cutting right there where that big piece of fabric is. So if you guys can see that, then I'll start. I might stop talking too and just check the comments every now and then, but when I start working, I get focused. So I feel like since it was my first live, I had to talk more. So I wasn't very efficient tonight. I can just tell you that for one. So not efficient. But I'll get used to it as I keep going, and it'll get better and better. But should I start? Can you guys see it really good? Okay, well, I don't know if it's lagging, but I'm just gonna go ahead and start, and hopefully I haven't lost connection again. Okay, so the first thing on here is you want to cut it upside down. But what you want to cut it with is one of these knives. It is just a regular, I don't know if you can see that, X-Acto knife, basically. Cutting it with scissors or a rotary blade or anything like that for everywhere, for days. So, and you want to cut it upside down or inside out. I don't know, however you want to say it. So what I do is I know like which way it goes. Usually it could go this way, but you guys are right there. So I'm just going to do it sideways. And I don't want to cut underneath of here. So okay. And this looks like it can go either way, but I don't know. I always do it going down. So like if I was looking at it, this would be like the top of my blanket. And if you're a sewer like myself, you know that like you always, so like this would be wrong. You never want it, you want it right sides together. So when I cut these, because I'm cutting it upside down, I do it the other way. So I do wrong sides together when I go to cut it, if that makes sense. And because it's minky or faux fur, whatever you want to call it, it slides around when you're sewing. So I always leave like an inch around the whole, all the sides. So basically what I do is I just leave all this right here because there's nothing else that I can do with it. This too, I leave and I just start right here. And I don't push all the way down. I kind of just like, you want to, it's really hard. It's kind of something you have to learn, but you don't want to tear the fur. So you only want to get like the backing, if that makes sense. So just like barely like pierce it. And I just do that and then see like you'll be able to, right here is the end, so it's tougher. But you'll be able to like rip it. I know that sounds crazy, but when you rip it, there's like no fur anywhere. It does not make a mess. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out. But so like when I get a lot of these orders, I just cut all of them out first. And then what I do is I take all these pieces that need to be embroidered and then I embroider them and then I lay them with their front or their backing and then I pin them and then I sew them all like at the same time. So it's just like a whole process. So then I take that off because it's going to have to be flipped and I always start with the straight edge and you just rip it. And then I rip the corner. I know you probably like, oh, don't rip it, but it's going to be just fine. Okay, so then you flip it. I'm going to move all this out of the way. But see, like there's no mess. If I were to cut it, there would be such a mess everywhere and I'd have to vacuum and everything. So I hope you guys learned something. Okay. So now because we did it opposite, this is my corner that has the little tag right here. So then I just put it on there like that. And you can see all the extra room around it. I'm going to turn my and my pins are over here. Okay, so because this fabric moves a lot, I pin a lot because I don't want it to mess up because I've already embroidered it. I don't want that to get messed up. And I always put my tag on the opposite side of the embroidery, so my little tag will go right here. And how I mark that is I just leave a little gap. Sometimes I do an X, but I've done these so many times that I don't even really need to do anything. I do because I do. And if you're wondering why I'm pinning them like this, it's because if you pin them this way, yeah, it's easy and you just go like start sewing. But when they're like this, it holds the minky from shifting when you're sewing it. And so I go around with one layer and then I actually do a second layer, kind of like a brick layer, like in between each one, because that second layer is actually the one that stabilizes the minky or the faux fur, both of them together. So that when you are sewing, the only thing that moves is this piece right here. Nothing else in the middle will move. And then I always keep in mind the way I'm sewing, because like I'm gonna start sewing right here and then I'm gonna come down this way. And so you want the balls of your needle to be going the way you're sewing because it's just easier to grab them. This is the tedious part. I hate pinning, but it's so worth it because in the end, like I used to like test it and I'd be like, oh, I can get away with this. And then it would ruin, or not ruin, but it would like move so much that I'd get so frustrated. And then I would have to like, it would just take more time because then I would have to stop and then pin it. And I'm like, if I would have just pinned it in the beginning, I would have been done already. It's just when you're trying to rush and you think you can do stuff, and then it's like, you should just do it the way you know and the way you're good at it. No shortcuts. So question, is there a way to get rid of the other 2 lives that like didn't even happen? Or is that going to be on my like profile for good? Carmen, you can just message me that because I'm going to keep pinning if you know that question. Okay. These 2 I did wrong. Okay. See, I was talking, not paying attention. Okay, so this second layer obviously is important, but I just kind of do it wherever. You don't have to do anything special. And I don't do it on every single one. I just kind of go through it and put them in. Man, my lips are dry from like talking so much. You don't want to pin the name. You don't want to touch that. Like, just leave it alone. And then you guys will see literally how fast it sews when I sew it. But so like, is it Live Simply? I think that's what your name is. What's your actual name? because you've commented a lot on like how to sew or how you want to watch me like sew my items and like bulk orders and stuff. Like I'm gonna be doing inventory for the shop I'm in, and I do a lot of like bulk orders. And so I have like a system on the way that I do and set up everything. So like when I do these in bulk, I kind of went over it already, but I just like cut all of these out first, embroider them all first, and then I pick out my color for the backing, and then I cut the backing, and then I pin them all so they're like literally all over my table. And then one at a time I sew them, and I don't stop between each one. I use white thread for everything, because if you've noticed, if you ever looked at my shop, a lot of my stuff is neutral. A lot of it's cream or white or just like really light colors. So I've literally like, even with my serger, I only use white thread. Like I just don't change it. And that's how I've always been. It's just easy for me. It's convenient. Nobody can see it. And the inside of your shirt is white anyway. So like it doesn't matter. And then when you sew it the thread, literally you can't see it. So I just keep white. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna bring you guys over here with me. Give me 1 second. Check my stuff and figure out how I'm gonna do this. Okay. Well, now I know how to set you up on the table, so I can reset you up that way. I'm gonna be sitting right here. You guys really can't see that. Here, I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna put you real close. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get you to where you can see it, like see it. I don't want it to fall though, like last time. I wish what? When I sew, I use white thread in my tutu glitter. Yeah, white thread is the way to go. Okay. I'm trying to figure this out. I wish I could go live on my iPad. That would be easy. Could I have done that? Okay, well, this isn't going to work up here because it's just going to fall. But I'm going to show you, like, I'm literally sewing, really only leave like an inch gap. And I'll show you why when I'm done. So I'm going to sew this. I'm going to put you guys right here because it's not going to work over there. So I'm going to set you up right here so you can kind of see me, but not really. And then because it's a girl, I'm going to be using, can you see that? My little tags. I'll explain what this means in a second. I just want to get this sewn so you guys can see it. Okay, so with these blankets, I keep it at kind of towards the end, not all the way over, but I set it at like, mine goes over to 9. And I put it at like 8, 7.5, 8, somewhere in there. And then my distance, so the length of my thread, I do 4. I know that sounds really long, but because of the fabric I'm using, the 2 different kinds of fabrics, it like pulls together. I do have a walking foot, it's built in, so that helps. But if it were a tighter or shorter length, it wouldn't go, it would get stuck. And then my tension, I go all the way down to 1 because again, the tighter it is, it's gonna pull. So you wanna keep it loose. And then that way it just like, it doesn't bunch up or anything. It just lays flat. And I'll show you when I'm done what it looks like. And I have an automatic, like knot tire on this, I guess. I don't know what it's called. And then you just flip it, take out the needles. And as I'm doing this, I'm lifting it up off of the table, because sometimes if you just like sew on the table like this, it sticks. And so then it gets stuck and everything. So I always lift it up and then it just goes smoother. You have to stop a lot because I have a lot of needles and I don't want to hit them. But again, do it the right way. Flip. I have these like little things everywhere. I'm sure you guys all have these, but I love these magnetic ones because I have needles flying everywhere all day long. So. Be careful when you're picking it up because sometimes I stab myself and that doesn't feel good. I wish you guys could be closer. I'm sorry. Just making sure it's working. It's hard to see the thread because it's white on white. The top and the bottom are really easy to sew. The sides are the stretch way, so I go really slow on that because sometimes if I go fast, it gets bunched up together, and then I have to take it out and redo it. So that's why I was going slow right there, if you're wondering. And on this material, you want to use, I use a 9014 stretch needle. I just use the Schmetz. They work perfectly fine for me. I've always used them. I've never had an issue. They don't break. They work perfectly fine. But with this kind of fabric, even though it's not knit, it's still stretchy. So you want to use a stretch needle. And then I'm weird, but I like everything perfect. And so like on this like tag part, it comes up like a point. And so like when I sew up the point in my head as it's sewing, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many stitches I go up. And then I do the same exact number going down on the other side. Again, I'm on the side, so I'm going slower. And this is where I'm going to stop, like right down here. Okay. So here it is. You can see the back. I'm going to cut it the same way that I initially cut it with the knife because, again, when you cut it, it makes a mess. And so you just want to cut it the same exact way. And I always just take all my pins out, throw them in the center of the blanket. Grab my little magnet and voila. Okay, I'm going to read some comments really quick. Some kind of retreat, meet together in real life. That would be so fun. You give the best support. The cruise, oh my God, I love cruises. Yes, Lily, those needles are literally, you can get them anywhere. I get mine at Joann's, but you can order bulk on Amazon and they're the best. I mean, I've never had one issue with them ever. I use them on all my machines. I even use them on my serger. Okay. Could you guys even see anything I was doing over there? I'm going to start cutting this so I can get going. So again, you want to flip it over, do it back upside down. I cut my, what am I even trying to say? I cut my corners at an angle because when you flip it, you want the corners to be nice. So I just start it like that. And if you start it, you don't have to cut the whole thing. It just rips. I start at the corners. And this might take a little bit longer than just cutting it with good old scissors, but the mess that it makes, this is so much easier because you don't have to worry about that mess in the end. And I'm holding my stitch right here so I don't accidentally rip through it. I don't know. It's never happened, but I don't want it to. So I'm holding it. You can poke your finger through the back too and just kind of, but I hold the blanket part so it doesn't tear. And then right here where my tag goes, I leave a little bit more. I'll show you in a second. Sometimes it's tough and you have to like work with it. There. You just have to get like a piece going and then it rips the whole way. Okay. Okay, so like this right here. I'll leave it like that. Can you guys see that? See that little tag part? I leave that out because that's where I'm tucking it in. And the fur, see how much fur came because I cut that end piece off? you want to leave that little opening for your tag if you put tags on your items. And with this kind of material, when you sew it, you have to sew, you can't sew right on the edge like you can most materials because it'll literally just open right back up. I've learned that. So you have to give it a little more room. So then literally like my space, I don't know if you can see that, but it's literally like that big. And I go in with just my 2 fingers and I scoop all the way around until I get to the little tag piece, or like the little ring piece. And you just flip it through. Like it just comes right through. See how like satisfying that is? It just pops right out. And then you pop it through. And then I take my little wooden, I have this like little wooden thing, and I go through opposite corner. I don't know why, I just always do the opposite corner first. And then I just kind of pop out the corners. Make them all nice. And I just kind of go in a circle. This one's a little tricky because it's like right on the end, but you just pop it out. And then I go all the way up to the tag or the piece, I don't know, and just pop out the corners of the triangle piece. And then this is where my tag will go right here. So I just grab my tag and I grab one pin. My tags are really tiny. And I just slide it all the way down to the bottom. And then I don't like put it in a certain way. I just, so it's there. And then I top stitch around the whole thing. But that's the blanket. So I'm going to top stitch it really quick. And then I'll be right back. I don't want to move you guys again because I don't want it to fall. So give me 1 second. And I start at the top corner. It's like if I'm holding it up looking at it, I start at that top corner. And I move my needle now. It was at 8. I'm moving it all the way over to 9. So all the way as far as you can go over. And then I keep the settings the same. The other settings. And of course I need some more thread for my bobbin. So I'm going to turn you guys this way so you can at least like kind of see what I'm doing. And I always prepare an extra bobbin whenever I wind a bobbin, so I already had a pre-wound one. For my embroidery machine, I get pre-wound bobbins, the magnetic ones, but for this machine, I have pre-wound bobbins, but that's for the embroidery part of this machine. So I just literally wind my own bobbin thread for the sewing machine. This is a combo machine. It's sewing and embroidery. Okay. And then I have this like foot where it has a spring. I love the spring thing because it literally like you can pop it in when it's like up angled. And sometimes if my corners get stuck, I use the like seam ripper to like push it through without like puncturing the blanket. But this part you can go fast. I just hold it. I want all the fur on the sides to be even. So like right here, see how that, and then I have to like push it through. So that was like 9. Okay. Done. Done. Is the lighting really bad in here? I'm actually going to take you guys over here because now we got to go put the snaps on. And I got to plug this in because it's going to die. So good thing we came over here. Okay. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I'll put this over here so you guys can see. There. How are you guys doing? Am I doing okay? Am I showing you guys good stuff? Ooh, what is that? Laptop live desk. That looks nice. Four and a half hours? Ooh, sorry guys. No, I would like die. Oh my gosh. But I looked and it had like the yellow like charge me now or I'm dying. So, okay. Off. Go away. There's something on there. Okay. So can you guys see it better over here? I don't know if you guys saw it okay over there, but there's the front, there's the back. And then like, it's like top stitched around, but you can't really like, it's just like a 1/4 of an inch all the way around. And so I can't really bring you over here, but I'm just going to show you what I do. So with this, I don't even use it. I use this on my like rompers and everything. But because this is such thin material, I don't think I have to use that because it just goes right through. So I'm going to try to pick out a color. I'm trying to find like a rose color to go with it. I don't know if I have the right color or not. Like this one is like kind of rosy, but it's kind of dark too. What do you guys think? Like it's too dark? I don't know if you guys can see that. So like too dark? Let me see if I can find another one. One might be too dark. So many colors, and then you have so many colors, and then you're like, I don't have the right color. So then you have to get more. But like, I don't need more. But I do. So we're gonna have to go with that one because that's the closest one I have. All the other ones are like pinky, like super pinky. Or like apricot, but that doesn't match either. So this one's the prettiest. So I'm gonna use that one. And then it always turns out better in the end after you snap it because it's just yet. So you use 2 of these ones with the little pokey backs, and then you use like this one. I don't know if you guys know these. They're called cam snaps. And then this one, so like male, female parts. Those are what they're called. So you just poke one with my little tag up here. I always center it, so like see the point between these two right here, I center it, or I eyeball it, but try to center it. And you just like poke it through. And then you can do whatever you want because it's gonna snap however you do it. But I always use the outer one. And then I just go over here and snap it. And then the same thing with this right here. I used to put it like right in here, but then it would be like super tight. So now I just kind of center it in here and then I move it down a little bit. I hope that is explained okay. So like I move it down like there, poke it through, put it on. Sometimes it pops off. It's very fluffy fabric. And voila. I'm gonna go get the ring really quick so I can show you the finished product. I'll be right back. Actually, this might be a good way to show you guys where I store this stuff, but this thing needs to be plugged in. So maybe next time. I'll be right back. Okay. So I use these organic beech wood. Can you see those? Beech wood rings. And I had, everyone has microfiber cloths. So I literally cut a square of mine out and I just serged the ends so it doesn't unravel. And I have organic like balm on here. It's teething balm because I use them on all my wood teethers, all my teething rings, all of my wood beads, everything that has wood that I use this with. And I just condition everything before I send it out. There's nothing in it that would cause allergies or anything. It's literally just like organic oils. And I just polish it. And then you just snap it on like that. And there's your blanket. Normally these take me maybe 20 minutes tops, front and back to cut and make, but tonight I just wanted to explain everything so you guys could follow along with me. But yeah, those are super, super easy to make and they're super cute. One of my number one sellers. And then when I package these, I go like this. So when they're like this on the table, I fold them in half. So if it's on the table, I fold it in half like this. And then I fold it backwards like this so that the name is showing. Like that. And then the ring, I flip underneath inside of here like that. So it's like tucked away. And then on the ring, I attach one of those cards that say like, please dry me naturally. The whole, like the circle one that I showed you that I put on my rompers, I put that on here too. And then I just package it the way that I package all the other stuff. So what did you guys think? I'm gonna talk to you for a second. Didn't go away. Okay, there you are. I thought I lost you again. I was like, no, it fell. Okay, so before we end, because we've been on here for so long, I just wanted to see if you guys had any questions or, I don't know, what you would like to see on the next live and what I can do differently. I don't know, advice or what you want to see. You will. You'll get there. I don't know what you have right now, but it's taken me a long time. I was just talking to my mom earlier today when she came over. I watch my niece during the day too, and she was here today. But my niece is going to Florida tomorrow to see my sister's in-laws are in Florida. And so every other year she goes out there to visit and be with them for months. And we were just like talking about like stuff. I don't even know how we got on the subject, but I have these 2 tables that I used to use at my old house for my craft room, and that's how I started. And I got them at Costco, and they would fold out, and I just made an L shape, and I worked in my bedroom. We had a little like nook in our bedroom, and so I took out the like coffee chairs in there, and I just took over that space. And then when we looked at this house, I was like, oh my gosh. As soon as I walked in the garage with that station over there where I just sewed the blanket, I just like all these like things in my head, like, oh my God, this would be perfect. I could sew here. And then I saw like all this space. And so anyway, dreams are happening, you guys. Everything happens for a reason. And I feel like I moved in this house because of not because of my business, but it's helped me start my business, because my business actually like really took off after I moved here and expanded everything. But I just started out in my bedroom and did it from there. I just started ordering little things here and there. Actually, my heat press was one of the first things that I got, and I love that thing. It's been working since the get-go. I literally just got this big embroidery machine probably a couple months ago, and I love it. So anyway, thank you guys. Do I make my cards or order them? Which ones? I make some of them and I order some of them. Yeah, I slowly started filling everything up. And so like now, you know, when you watch other YouTube videos and they say like, okay, so every time you order like shirts or just any kind of blank or anything that you're ordering, fabric, anything. Like I used to just order like 1 yard. Now I'm ordering like 10 yards at a time. And sometimes I still am like, I don't know if everyone's going to like this print, because like everyone has their own opinion. But I don't know. Everything's worked out. Kitchen table. I actually take my work into my kitchen too and work in there, like when I have to go in there during the day when the kids are in there and I can't come out here. Like a lot, like just 2 nights ago, actually, I had like 7 rompers that I did, but I didn't have time to finish them. And I hate not finishing something because I want to send it off. And so I grabbed all the cam snaps that I needed for each one. I put them in a bag, and then I grabbed all the rompers and I took them into my kitchen and I laid them all out. I wiped the counter and then I laid them all out and I just started snapping them on. And actually my son wanted to help, and so I let them help me. And yeah. Which ones do you want? They all look, which ones do you want? What do you mean? When did you start my business? I started my business in the very, very end of 2017. Oh, I made the circle ones that say like, please take care of me. I was handmade for your little trendy one in the USA. Hand wash and dry naturally. Those ones, I made those. And then the other two, like the leave a review one with the care instructions, those ones were meant for my embroidery shirts, but I'll put them in everything just because it's the only card I have that says leave a review on it. And so I just thought like everyone can see that. So that's what I did. I put those in everything. So I ordered those ones, the review ones, and then the one with the big heart that I write in every time. I got those on I think it's Vistaprint. Yeah, Vistaprint. If they don't like the print, use that for free stuff, like a free small trinket that helps people. Yeah. So you guys will get to see. I videoed I taped a video this morning of just like little things here and there, like kind of little tricks that I do here and there, like I showed you guys tonight on the live. Just like how I sent her my onesies, like just little things that I do. And then my brother was cutting, and so I like filmed him cutting a little bit, and he's like, "Am I in camera?" And I was like, "No, you're not in camera. I'm not going to put you on camera." So, and then my husband asked me tonight, if you're going to be live and I come say goodnight to you, everyone's going to see me. I'm like, yeah, everyone's going to see you. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys liked it. So yeah, the last step of this blanket is actually just picking out all the water-soluble topper and then putting the tag on and packaging it. And that's it. Do you see me doing this? Good. I'm glad you learned a lot. Do you guys have any questions? Like about anything I use? Or where I get anything? Or what do you want to see me make next? Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, it used to be so much prettier, but because of COVID, things have changed. Everything's changed. And I just feel like people like it more if things are packaged properly, I guess like tight, like clean. So like just a simple thing like a clear bag that has like there's no way anything can get in that bag because they're sealed. I feel like people just appreciate that more. The little wood circles. I ordered them from so I get all my teething supplies from Etsy, and her shop is called Little Princess Beads. Let me look real quick. I can tell you right now. I just ordered from her. Yeah, Princess Bead Supply. Her name is, hold on. Can't remember her name, but I order from her all the time. But anyway, she's super nice. Like, okay, so like last time I did a bulk order was just like last week. And I get all my silicone beads there. So I ordered all my colors. And then at the very end, I already pushed like pay. And I do the bulk order. So I do like, you pick 1,000 beads or whatever, and you can do like 100 of this color, 100 of this color. And so that's how I do it. You get a discount. And I forgot to put a color in, which is the color that I needed almost the most. And so I just messaged her and told her I forgot to do that. So she literally just sent me a link and was like, here, add on. It was like an add-on, which I've never done on Etsy. But I thought that was the coolest thing. If somebody like wanted to order something additional and didn't mean to like purchase their past order and they needed to add something, she had a way to do it where you could just click on it and add to your order without paying for shipping or any of the other like taxes or anything. So I don't know how she did that, but I want to find out. Sewing basics for beginner, like small classes, but whenever you have time. Many of us are self-taught and we don't know everything. We just self-manage, or we just manage. Oh my gosh, yes, like next to my machine right here, I have magnets. I actually got like a wristlet magnet that I keep right there because it straps around the bar. But I have this like little magnet right here and it holds my needle and I just stick it to my machine. Not my machine, but like my table right here because I use that needle for everything. And then my other things are, I love these things. If you sew, these things are gold. So beginning sewing classes. I self-taught. I am self-taught. I literally learned everything myself. My grandma was a sewer and a crafter. I picked it up from her, but I never wanted to sew, never. And then all of a sudden, like, my grandma wanted me to come over one day and, you know, you want to spend time with your grandparents because you don't know how much time you have with them, whatnot. And she wanted to sew. I had no idea what I was doing. So I don't know if you all are like me, but if I can't figure something out, I get frustrated and I want to learn and I need to figure it out. So what did I do? I went home and I told my husband that I wanted a sewing machine. And I told him that I wanted to teach myself how to sew. So I literally, I started out sewing little baby footies, like the little boots. And those are actually pretty hard because they're little intricate pieces, like where the toes go and stuff. But that was the first thing that I started. And then I made us all like, I still have them. And actually they're hanging up right now on our mantle. Our stockings. I made stockings for everyone in our family. And I had to add one for my youngest. But so this year I wanted to embroider our names on them because I just got into embroidery. But I haven't had time. So I didn't get that done. But yeah, everything I've done is self-taught. I even taught myself how to embroider. I didn't know. I just literally just tried different techniques, different things. Like for this blanket we did tonight, I was like so scared and intimidated by embroidering on that fabric because I didn't want to ruin the fabric because it's expensive and it's really nice fabric. So I was like, I don't want to ruin it. Like you can't just like with our t-shirts that we do samples with, you can't just use a sample fabric, like cut out a square and do a sample. I don't want to waste that fabric. So I was nervous. And the first one, I'm not going to lie, the name was all rickety. Like I couldn't angle it right. I didn't know how to do it. Like, so that's why I wanted to show you guys tonight, like the easy way. Like I figured it out and how to angle it. The 45-degree angle works perfect every time on that blanket, on any blanket. Actually, I do the same technique for my big blankets because I make crib blankets, I make toddler blankets, I make all of them. Same exact material, just bigger sizes. But yeah, that ruler I keep over there because I use the angle on it because it has like the grid lines on it, so I can always tell where the center point is on the needle. My voice is going because I've been talking so much. I'm gonna be dead tomorrow. But I have a babysitter tomorrow, so I can like just slowly finish up what I needed to do. What I was planning on doing was doing my orders and working, but instead my computer wasn't working, so I wasn't very productive tonight. But I got to chat with all you guys and I'm excited to keep doing this. So what, I know Adelida has her lives like on the weekends. So what's a good night for you guys to do a live with me? Like if we want to do like a recurring night, like once a week, and then that way I can like make an agenda and like figure out what we're doing instead of being all over the place. Like maybe actually be prepared. Monday. Today's Monday. It's like every Monday. Was that time okay? 8:30? Or should we do 9? Sacrificing? Why would I be sacrificing? I'm not. Okay. I'll plan for Mondays. If anything changes, I'll let you guys know. But Mondays are pretty good. It's like kind of like easing into the week, orders from the weekend, inventory, like just, and then each Monday, like at the end of the night, I kind of want to sit down and chat with you guys like I did tonight so that I can kind of go over everything that we did tonight and answer any questions. Maybe we can, for those of you who want to learn sewing that don't really know how to sew, we can even do like an additional night just for sewing skills. Because I know like a lot of people who are on the other YouTube channels, they've already sewn, they already know how to do the embroidery, they just watch it because it's fun to watch. But for those of you who actually like want lessons on how to do certain things, I can set up a different night to show you guys like all the different ways that I do it. So it's okay. It's okay. I love working. So my job, I don't think of it as work because I love doing it. So like I enjoy it. I love it. And actually like my business is just there's something fun for me to do. Like I don't rely on my business for our living. I'm fortunate enough that my husband takes care of us. So my job is just extra and it's fun and I can enjoy it and I can sit here and talk to you guys about it and teach you guys stuff and yeah, you're hitting the hay. Me too. I need to go wash my face. My eyes are red. I love how late we stay because it's so nice and quiet. Kids are, yes. I come out here every night about 8:30. So maybe 8:45 would be good for the live. That way I can not be frantic and I can have time to set up the live. Live simply. What's your name? Did I ask you that already? I haven't been able to read any of these comments, so I really, really hope that they have been saved somewhere. Yeah, so that's actually how I started. My husband was like, I want you to find a hobby. Because I actually, before this, I had my own salon. So I am a cosmetologist. I still have a license, but I don't practice. But I had my own salon and I did like all cosmetology. I did lash extensions, hair extensions, color cut, all you name it. So I did that. And building clientele is super hard. And so I took years, 10 years, and I did that. And ones are from a previous relationship. And so when I had my two boys, I was able to stay home and be a stay-at-home mom, which I'd always wanted to do, and I never had the opportunity to. And so I couldn't give that opportunity away. So I quit everything that I did and I stayed home. And then we had our second boy, like they're 23 months apart. And so I've just been a stay-at-home mom, but like I've worked since I was 15. And so not working, I was going crazy. And I just like needed to do something. And so he just said, go figure out what you want to do something, like whatever it is, just figure it out. And then just that one day, like I said, I went to my grandma's and we sewed and I didn't know what I was doing. So like literally like in my head, I was like, I want to do this. I need to figure this out. And I literally sat in bed and watched YouTube videos after YouTube videos and just taught myself everything, like how to do it. I'd watch them and learn. Kind of like what, if you guys want to learn from me, this is how you'll learn. Like, and then it literally everything just clicks one day, kind of like my embroidery machine. I couldn't figure it out. And then one day I just like left it and I'm like, I'll come back out in the morning. And then it clicked. I'm like, what the heck? It was one button. Okay, guys. I can keep talking for hours, but it's 12:30, so we should probably all go to bed. I don't know what time it is where you guys live either. It's probably way later because I know when we were chatting earlier, you guys were later than me. So I super, 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 super appreciative of you guys staying on here with me, even though there's only 10 of us. I don't care. Each time it'll get bigger. It's 2:20 in the morning. Oh my gosh. Aren't you so tired? You're probably like, stop talking. Well, thank you guys for staying on with me and pulling through, and I hope you liked it. I hope it was worth it. Was it worth it? Yay. Thank you guys so much. I think my nerves are kind of gone. I'm sure I'll get nervous again when I do it next week. You were productive. Good for you. All right, guys. I'm going to go to bed, and then I'm going to wake up in the morning. I'm going to come back out here, and actually it's so funny because the first thing I do is check my Discord to see what's happening, who's talking to each other, and all this other stuff. Like, we don't even know each other, but we know each other. It's weird, but it's cool, and I love it. But I will see you guys, and I will chat with you guys in the morning. I hope you guys have a good sleep. Thank you so, 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 so much for coming. And I guess I won't see you in my next live, I guess, is going to be Monday, and that's going to be after Christmas. So, Merry Christmas. I hope you guys get everything you guys asked for. And thank you guys so, 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 so much for staying on here with me in this crazy, crazy live. But I loved it, and it was a good first one. So technically I had 4 first ones, but bye guys. I hope you guys liked it. I'll see you guys next week.